welcome to today's. This is You See Wonders TV, and title says You See Wonders and Creativity. So, if you are joining us from any part of the world, you are hard them. As you know, this every live program is always lengthy, and I promise it's going to be like up to 1 hour. We're going to be highlighting my little story, and also I'll be sharing what I've done so far in terms of creativity. I'm going to be telling stories on how I came about, how creativity, how I became creative to an extent, um, my journey from learned how to like do a lot of creative things, draw, paint, because I've developed series of games, board games. I, I can also draw. I also develop websites and softwares, and in fact anything related to craft and design. I know very much how to. I will start on a very good note, like on a very beautiful note. Uh, the first point is that everything that someone knows how to do is, especially things that are related to creativity, stems from within him or herself. So the earliest thing I can remember in school, like primary school to be precise. So in those days, when I was still very periods in your life that you will not actually remember, like when you are very, very small, you can't remember. So back in those days, I remember in our sitting room, what happened was that each time I go to school, then you are welcome, you're welcome. Each time I go to school, I will like so many of my friends will be talking about like movies, great movies, about superheroes. They'll be talking about different superheroes, and most of the time I don't even know about those superhero stories. And I will just find it very fascinating. I haven't heard of it before, so I started thinking. I started looking at them. I said like sometimes they will bring magazines about superheroes that, like, let's say Spider-Man, Batman, Daredevil, like they will just bring it in school then, and some of them will even attempt to draw what was happening. So while all these things were happening, I was like, I remember we didn't have TV, just had a television at home, and my dad didn't have time to um, work on it. He was kind of busy and kind of more on the discipline side, so that we'll focus a little bit on our academy or something of that nature. So in he started building, he started doing something in my imaginative mind. What did he start doing? First of all, I started thinking of creating my own movie. Like I started thinking of writing my own story, you know, very close friend. He bears the same name. We bear the same name. So and he knows how to draw. You know how, not that he knows how to draw very good drawings, but lens of a child, like, when we are still children, you know how children draw, but then you find it very fascinating. You'll be like, oh wow, this drawing, but the drawing is just like block drawing, those simple block drawing. I was surprised. I was drawings. So I sat down close to him, and as time went on, me too, I started forging my own stories. I started thinking, forging stories around superheroes, even superheroes that I don't know anything about. I will just kind of invent. If you are just joining us, I'm trying to tell you guys the history of how all this came to be. I'm going to still be showing you guys some of my artworks. You know, these are some of my drawings. A religious drawing I made for like over so many years ago. It has been a long time that I made this. It's called, okay, Franca. Okay, I'm like not subscribed. Okay, thank you, Ogazi Franca. Thank you. Yeah, highly welcome. So I'm I'm just telling you guys stories of software developer, and I'm also an artist, and I have a couple of games here and there that I've been making. So, and stories. I've worked for so many little companies here and there in terms of animation, self-taught animator, self-taught programmer. I used to be very attentive because is that every human being has this capacity to create something. Everyone has the capacity to create something. So back in my story, began drawing and making up stories, fake stories. I haven't watched it anywhere, but stories will just start coming up in my head, and I will tell my younger brother. I have two younger brothers, so I'll start telling them stories of superhero from zero to hero, how they got their powers. And while I was telling them, I will be making some sketches. You know, decide to just make up something. That is where I'm going. So then I had the opportunity, and also I have a very interesting parents because she was a teacher. Then I heard mistress, and my in my book she doesn't criticize it so much. She will just like say, "Oh, wow, it's fine." Um, was a supportive person. Then I forget I forgot to add also that I I love toy cars very well. I love toy cars. Toy cars are my favorite. I like moving, like constructing and deconstructing toy cars. Lego toys. What it? So those things were what made. Sometimes I will use Lego toys. What it? So those things were what made. Sometimes I will use a free young child. You see, from to let's say 10, from 3 to 10 years, you need to telling the story. 10, from 3 to 10 years, you need to telling the story sometimes it will be interesting. I'll just call my siblings. Let's just tell a little story on how maybe someone started the journey. I can remember some superheroes I made then. This despicable, the indespicable. I just named different superheroes, even sketch them. So all those things became the foundation of someone being daring to create something, to invent, to like design new things, you know. So I held on to it. I kind of held on to it, and growing up, I would say that my parents have been supportive the best way they can be, but there was a time, there was a level I got to. I decided, I think yeah, I enrolled in higher institution, but in my second year, I decided not to continue again. In my second year, I decided because most of the time, if you go to the lecture room, well, let me go back a little before I continue my university days. So when I was about to transition from primary school to secondary school, my parents actually bought a desktop for us. A kind of, it's still at in our house. So the journey, my journey, I want to tell you about my journey of using computers. So when he bought it, I, I can remember I, I he bought it, and then there was another young man. Then the guy was a young man, but then I was around maybe 10 years or now went to Microsoft Word. Personally, teaching myself, I didn't have me. That was what happened. That was why doing it by yourself. It was not today. It wasn't today it started. It started. It has been like a recurring event. So while I was in, I kind of, I wasn't interested again. I was just listening to them most of the time. Most of the programs they taught somehow far. In Nigeria here, there is something they call jump. Jump. When you want to transition from university to from secondary to university, secondary level. Secondary is like what is it called? High school or something. So when you want to transition from there to, you have to take jump. So it took me like two attempts to get into school. So while in school, I wasn't happy with the stereotype because my kind of person, I prefer most of the time I prefer learning it on my own, just you know conducting my own research and doing it on my own than just being like placed in a system where people, and most of the time I do it very fast. I learn very fast on my own. Like I kind of navigate the process very fast. So this happened, and this was how everything. So now let me point out creativity. I feel outside the history I gave you, I feel that is also somehow spiritual. Not somehow, in fact, creativity is actually very spiritual because I can remember most of the time I like if I needed to know about something or if I needed to invent something, I would just sit down and sometimes be in a meditative state. I'm a Christian by religion, like a believer in Christ. Not that I haven't looked into so many other religions as a person, but I feel like right from time I've been inspired by that figure. So many of my artworks, like I will show you now, has to be mainly about Jesus and his teachings. So what made me to start drawing regularly or do illustrations about Jesus in most of my paintings and drawings? There are some churches that you go, you also see my works like one cathedral in Suka. So there are many places. One or two of my works are actually there, but part of the things that also inspired me is the while I was telling my story of superheroes, I can remember I also thought of could Jesus be a superhero, you know, while I was very little, because a lot of stories then was that he was like God and he has all power, but a paradox was going through my mind. And I said, if he was God, why did he allow himself to like be crucified? Because as a Christian, one of the biggest images you see about Jesus is that he was crucified. He was crucified. So I was like, imagine, I was asking myself, why if he is all powerful, why did he allow himself to be just crucified and be beaten like that? This I think this is even a small children mind. Like what was going through my mind as a young lad. So that was it. So I kind of like continued with whatever I was doing. So creativity is driven, is a spiritual thing, is a self-discovery thing. In fact, it's something that every human being needs to know about himself. It's something that we need to like look inwards. I feel that every human being has something that he or she has to like offer to the whole world that he has within him somehow. Like anything, it could be just an artwork, it could be in music, it could be anything, I don't know. Something within you that you just need to like like make it available for the whole world to see, you know, whether or not they accept it or whether or not they appreciate it. I feel this is his own type of color. And why the world is as if there is poverty is because so many people haven't decided yet to like radiate their own frequency. And also I feel that every human being is like has different fruits to manifest, different fruits that may not even be in in like in what is already happening. So but the issue that most people have is the fear of being inventive. Like, fear has different levels. Some people are even afraid to look at themselves. so many people are afraid to look inwards and talk about their own opinion, or even so many people are afraid to introspect. So many people are afraid to come out with their face. Wow, wow, yes. I feel so many people are afraid to come out with their own face. People are like, they don't want, so many people don't actually want to be seen. They just want to like be in the background and watch what is happening. And I get it, because there's a lot that comes with being seen. Yes, once you make yourself available, you can also that kind of stuff. But at the long run, for me, at the long run, it is still uh, about self-expression. Yes, whether you want to be seen, whether you don't want to be seen, is still all about self-expression. And what is the meaning of self-expression? The way you want to like tell a story of your life. Yeah, the way you want to like showcase that this is what my life is all about. If you are seen, you have come in front to rally around, to do whatever you want to do, then leave. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's obvious that death will always happen to everyone. So if you have decided, okay, I don't want to be seen, that, well, is your stuff, is what you want, and is highly respected. So, but those that want to be seen too, they have points there. So I don't even want to begin to argue between those that want to be seen and those that don't want to be seen. But everything is just the piece of art. Everything is the piece of art that you have decided to make with your life. So without wasting much time, I'm going to be talking about some piece of artworks here, that and also my board game. So this one you are seeing here, I'm going to be um, turning the camera. If you look closely, this is an artwork. So this artwork here, if you look at it, I hope you can see it. So I just brought it close so people can see it. Yeah. So this is one of my religious drawing. So this drawing that you're seeing here, I made it around, I don't know, around, let me look at the and 12, around that period. So it's a series of drawing concerning, I think that was when I was about to enter high institution. So this one, uh, uh, one of my oldest surviving works, because so many of my drawing have been stolen. Some I wasn't careful enough to preserve it. So these ones, I just saw it in my old box. Immediately I saw it, I said, "Wow!" I went and laminated it. If you look at it, it's already laminated. So I'm kind of trying to secure some my or have to talk about it. So this is life of Christ, the scene where Jesus was healing someone that has a a bruised body, or and also that is that has infirmity on his skin. and also that cannot walk. So he held one of them. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I kind of like went to do something. I'm sorry for the brief cut. So I don't know how many are enjoying our life. Once again, I want to thank Ogazi Franca for being around. So I was showing you guys some of my exhibits, some of my works. So, so this one is called The Betrayal of Jesus. Let me show you. I hope you can see. So one thing I love about this artwork is it showed the moment. It spoke so much, and I love so many things about this. Is just simple color pen that I used for this illustration. But if you look at it, it has depth to it. It has color. It has so many amazing things. From this side, you can see. I mean, from the right side, you can see a man holding his ear, also holding Jesus by the hand, chained by the hand, and to the amazing story of this work is the same man that Jesus healed after Peter cut off his ear. Is the same man that arrested Jesus and was holding him as a captive. So if you are moving, you see disciples about to run. One of the apostles, he was about to be caught. His lamp is on the ground, and he's already running. So many people are already running by this side. So, so it's very interesting. And amazing. I mean, I'm just sharing my old works. So this one is Jesus in hell, Christ in hell, Christ surrounded by demons of hell. So another amazing and iconic drawing. So here I have, wow, this one was an accidental artwork. I don't know what do I mean by accident. I mean I just sketched it without fully wanting to sketch it. So it's just purely blue pen and red pen showing a very sorrowful moment of when Christ had been already nailed on the hands and the cross is being lifted to be hung on the tree. So why this is one of my this drawing is one of the artworks that was striking to me even as the person that that created it because after, so after this illustration I felt so compelled. I was like I started actually researching on what crucifixion was all about, like how shameful and how gross it could be. So remember in the beginning of the story I was saying something about me I making Jesus a very great superhero, like a very powerful figure that cannot be like I was viewing him as one of those big superheroes, but I also had a question at the back of my mind. Why would such a very great personality die such a terrible death? So all those things. But as I began growing, I came into some kind of realization. So now again we have this amazing artwork again. So many of them. This is where Jesus' beard was pulled. They say it. he pulled his beard. More of the passions of Christ, his sorrowful passion. When they were pulling his beard, they blindfolded him, they were beating him. So I kind of captured that moment. It's also a very worthy moment to be captured. There are many drawings here again. So this one is, excuse me, let me attend to something. I'm coming. Oh, so this is where Jesus was flogged. Look, his skin, some part of his skin is already peeling off. So kind of the passions of Christ, where while he was flogged and before his crucifixion. Such an amazing work again. And here we have again where he, his beards are being pulled, where he was spattered on, you know, and then Peter over here denying him and all that. So if you are watching, I'm trying to share some of my illustrations with you. So I'll be I don't know, I'll be getting talking more of so many of my drawings, old drawings. I think I'll making videos about it. Each one of them, I'll be talking about them very soon. In fact, there are so many things I needed to showcase. So, I told you guys that I've come up with a couple of games, both card game. This is part of our card game. This is called War Hot, War What. So, this our card game is basically for like maximum of 4 people who want to engage in a playful moment. So it's okay, it's still very, very, very vital, very interesting to work. I think how to play is also in our channel. So this is the first big launch, our first big board game, our big launch. You're going to be seeing videos that I'm making concerning this board game very soon. The name of the board game is Miro. So we're going to be touring the whole world, and we are going as much as we can. We are going to be making this thing a global game by God's help. We are going to be stretching it out, showcasing it to the whole world, and you know bringing it out there so that everyone could see it. So the name of the game is Miro, a very interesting and strategic board game that we have launched so far. So a lot of things are already going on in terms of creativity, but there is should I call it downside, or should I call it a little challenge concerning creativity, which is making it visible, making it seen. Most people that are creative, majority of highly creative people are often people that love to be alone, or people that love to be in solitude. So the solitary life of a creative person I can bet you for once that me as a person, not that I don't like companies, but I always want to like recoil. What do I call recoil? If I stay around a lot of people so much, I'll always want to like go and charge up in a closet. I just want to just go and stay and be by myself or stuff like that. So most of the time, to get a product out there by the same person who is creative, because creative people, like I said earlier, love to charge up. Creativity is always done in a closet where uh, a lot of people are not always there, and more of solitude and you know working as a person, working alone and all that. So what I feel like is that every creative person always find it very challenging to get his or her product visible enough. So the aspect of getting it out there, be it the drawing and the board game, is still something I can work on, and it's still something I can think about, and it's still something that is possible. It's just that it's like a new phase, a new twist to start coming out, to start, you know, using what is already available. Thank God for our current generation now, where such good, wonderful apps like YouTube, like TikTok. Because some people have been telling me, go over to YouTube, go to YouTube, go to TikTok. Man, I I didn't really find it like something like an urge to, except maybe a lot of people like go to YouTube, share your works, let people get to know about it. Show display it all over. So like I feel this YouTube, even coming live, um, is something I need to develop a habit of, or it's something that is worthwhile, it's worth trying, because I mean this is a wonderful gift. This YouTube, even if it's one person, two people, three people watching, one stranger out there, okay, someone is saying something. Wow. So even if it's one person out there, watching, thank you very much, Kinsley. Ogechi, okay, okay. Yeah, highly welcome. Thank you. Okay, God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate. I appreciate. Thank you. So, um, I'm just talking about creativity in Africa. So we need. I feel Africans. We need to be more creative, more like when I mean creative, you need to like think. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, like I'm saying, you can find one person, two people, who want to be part of what you are doing somehow. I don't know. You can just, find people. So, my major aim is just to be creative. I feel Africans are not giving much to to the global community. If you go like to US, you see great companies coming from uh, like US, board games. Like I said, I've made board game like this mirror. So one of the reason why I'll even make this mirror to go global, I need to make it go global, is I've been looking. I said, um, I mean, I haven't seen any um, game coming from Africa. I mean, any big game, every like football is coming from US. Chess, all the whole games you're enjoying, man, virtually everything you're enjoying is coming from US, even YouTube, even like. So we need to like for us Africans to like begin to raise the bar of becoming innovative or becoming a continent of value or becoming people that will eradicate poverty as a group of people. We need to really become creative. We need to think of creativity. We need to think of supporting ourselves in terms of being creative. We don't talk about this. We underrate it. We sideline it. When I mean creativity, it's not just doing comedy skits. It's okay. Comedy skit is okay. Um, but I mean like create manufacturing something that is originally from here. When let's say we create a game concept, or maybe uh just something that is coming from Africa and going to the rest of the world. The rest of the world are enjoying it. China is enjoying it. France, I feel it will add more light to this side. It will to make Africa a more vibrant continent and a good continent in the scale of things that matter. So let's encourage creativity. Let's encourage innovation in our midst. Let's encourage let a lot of bloggers. I mean, majority of times, if you come to social media platform, you see that bloggers always encourage sad news, and then maybe irrelevant things, and blaming maybe someone, or I mean the obvious one is blaming the government of the day for being very bad. And if you even look at it, it has become a kind of recurring habit where we keep on blaming, looking out for government to blame or someone to blame. No, you don't. We don't blame anymore. We just have to focus on what we have. Support the people. Support light. Support people that are showing light. Support people that are doing doing things that are okay. You know, support people that are bringing things to the corridors, things that are innovative, things that can like add value to humanity. So that is what we need. That is what we need. Not blaming anyone, because the more you blame them, the more everyone becomes helpless, and you make yourself helpless, and they will be in charge. And the funny thing is that those people that are blaming are not ready to do anything about it. They don't care about it, about your blame or whatever thing you call them. So we all need to support and rally around creative people, rally around people that have great insights, rally around people that want to make a change to our world and make the world a better place. I mean, this world is very big for every one of us. Africa is a beautiful continent, and a continent that has a lot of untapped potential. Untapped potential, I mean, is even human resources. I'm not talking only about natural resources, I'm even talking about human beings. I mean, there are a lot of great talents. I mean, so many great talents wasting out there. A lot of great talents are actually wasting, and nothing is being done about it. A lot of great talents are wasting. A lot of great talents are wasting. So many of them are wasting in in you know in obscurity. So if you see anybody making effort to like talk about creativity. Let's rally around. Let's create a support system for such kind of people. Because if anything, like for instance, if this board game start entering the market, it's not only me that is talking to you, that's in charge. There could be thousands of people gaining financially from this game, because I won't be the only one that will produce, let's say, 1 million pieces. If the 1 million piece demanded, it's going to be people, team of people that will produce it. It's going to be some team of people that will distribute it. It's going to be some team of people that will play the game and host content with it. So let's support creativity, let's support innovation. So for those that have been here, for those that have supported us in this our one of our first live program, you can just look at other of our videos and you know watch what you are doing and just be part of what you are doing. Uh, and we remain hopeful. We remain hopeful that things are going to be better, that things are going to evolve to greater heights. Thank you for watching. I still remain You See Wonders TV. You can always subscribe, you can always come around, and I will be making live videos more often these days because I see that it's very important to talk about it. So this one is creativity. You see wonders and creativity part one. So I'm going to talk about part two very soon. Thank you for being here with us. I don't undermine any attention. Attention these days is very rare to find. So if you have liked, if you have commented, thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.